working. Stinking plane. Disgrace. Stink! That's what you do, you stink. You stink!
A beautiful morning.
Started okay.
Have you got the pink ones on today?
Pardon?
Come on, Maggie, don't be like that. It's only a good career been fired by a murder inquiry.
So I've heard.
Could do us both a lot of good.
Let's just do it, shall we?
Wrapped that coshing up nicely last night.
Yeah, I was tired.
What made your boy talk?
Conscience, I guess. There's more than one way to skin a rabbit.
What, again?
I'm Detective Inspector Croft.
He's hiding in the woodshed.
Who is?
You know, whoever it is you're looking for.
One more crack like that and we'll be looking for you.
Anyone ever tell you how wonderful you London bobbies are?
No.
No, they never bloody will either.
Now look, you button your lip, right?
Does Bernard Harrison live here?
Well, does he? Going to use the radio.
Hey, you forgot something.
I did.
You forgot to warn me about not leaving town.
So I did. On second thoughts, it might make things easier if you did leave town. Haven't you ever thought of emigrating?
Yeah, every time I meet a copper.
Excuse me, sir. Have you noticed anyone resembling this photograph in this vicinity at any time?
Oh, excuse me, sir. Have you seen this young man using the stage at all? You sure? Okay.
Your macron, Doctor.
Oh, thank you, Peter.
The crabs, fresh in from Cornwall.
That's very good. Where's Bernard?
Oh, he hasn't come in.
Ill?
No, just didn't show up.
Is he ill or
Probably just feeling sorry for himself.
any reason?
Well, I'm sure if you don't know, Doctor, then no one does.
They're like ants. They're everywhere. Trains, streets, buses. Pavements are awash with vomit. Was a time there'd have been a public outcry.
About what?
Apathy. Nobody cares. That's the curse of it. Standards have gone to pot.
Oh, whoa. Mrs. Ridgway, you got to let me in on the secret. Now, what are we talking about?
Alcohol. Hardens the
Thank you.
arteries, softens the brain.
Yeah, the trouble is, he wasn't drunk.
There were beer cans all round him.
You're not his beer cans.
How do you know?
Oh, contents of the stomach. 1 cup of strong tea, 1 bacon sandwich ingested shortly before death.
Then I misjudged him. I owe him an apology.
Oh, take it as read. Now, where did you join the train?
Baron's Court.
And when you first noticed him, was he alone?
Yes,
Think carefully.
I always do.
You sure?
Absolutely positive.
Right. And where was this?
Piccadilly, Leicester Square, one or the other.
That was a long time.
Was it?
Well, what were you doing between Baron's Court and Piccadilly?
I was in another carriage.
Oh, you changed carriages.
That's correct.
Why? Someone tried to chat you up.
I got into a smoker by mistake.
And, of course, you don't like tobacco smoke.
I've nothing against smoking, so long as it's done by consenting adults in the privacy of their own homes and not in public places or on public transport.
What about the underwear ads on the escalators?
Disgusting.
I thought you might say that. He's a good-looking lad.
Yeah, very.
Male prostitute.
Could be.
Confirmed passive, according to the pathologist. He's not exactly camera shy, is he? Where is this? Hammersmith Pond?
Yeah, looks like it.
I love the macho look. Look like well-dressed lumberjacks.
Basic street gay, they call it.
Do they? Who are all these gay blades?
All the names are there. Gerald, Lionel, Aubrey, etc., etc. Heaven knows where they are now.
Ought to compile a list, try to trace them.
Will do.
Now, what about the landlord?
Richardson, you've met him?
Only say hello.
Doesn't know much.
You believe him?
I think so. I mean, he's your typical redneck, does he? You're either an Olympic athlete or a
That's true.
Right, I better get back to the factory. Where's Fenton?
I sent him out for some sandwiches. I'll leave him here, OK?
Yeah. Oh, Jolson, Frank Sinatra, that's all I'm having on my desert island.
What about your one luxury, sir? I hear there's a new WPC over at Bow Street.
Come on, Maggie. I'm a one-woman man, you know that. But if you come across some pots, save us a bit. The only thing that turns Janie on.
Yes.
Oh, an accident?
Worse. I'm afraid he's dead.
No. How?
He's been stabbed.
Oh, my God, that's awful. Awful.
When was he last here?
Yesterday, lunchtime. He didn't do dinner. It was his evening off.
Did you hear from him afterwards?
No.
What time did he leave?
About 3:30, I should think. We served lunch till 3. We weren't that busy.
You any idea where he went?
No. Excuse me. Peter! He may know more than I do. Bernard's been killed. Stabbed. When?
This morning.
I thought you might be able to help the inspector.
I'm trying to fill in his last few hours.
Well, I didn't see him after yesterday afternoon when we left.
You left together?
Yeah. I saw him walking off towards Oxford Street.
Alone?
Yes.
You any idea where he was going?
No.
When was he due here again?
This morning.
Do you know any of his current friends? What does that mean?
A regular cabbage white, our Bernard. Highgate's social butterfly.
Yes?
That's it.
Sounded as though there was more.
No.
How did you get on with him?
No sweat. Wasn't a shirker. End of interest.
Where did he work?
Over there. Tables 2, 4, 6, and 8.
How long had he been here?
A few months. I'd have to check. They come, they go.
Do you mind if I look at your reservations book?
Surely, it's in my office. Peter, would you fetch it, please?
Is there ever any trouble in the restaurant?
No, there are problems enough.
Is he particularly friendly with any of the other waiters?
Not that I know of.
Are you pleased with his work?
Pleased. Satisfied. There are waiters who are artists, raise a meal, contribute to it. Others who are laborers. He was a laborer. Polite, efficient, but no flair.
Any trouble with any of the clients?
Not stabbing trouble.
Well, let me be the judge of that.
If your steak au poivre isn't hot, you don't stab the waiter. Thank you.
May I finish my lunch?
Oh, please do. Thank you very much.
It, won't be easy.
They seldom are.
You looking for anything special?
No. Tables 2, 4, 6.
And 8?
Patrons that ate regularly at his tables. Something like that.
A tiff? One of them was in tears. Which one? Bernard or the other one? The other one. All right, so Bernard's doing something the other bloke doesn't want him to. Or not doing it. Could be. Argument escalates, out comes the blade. Bingo. How's it sound? Fine. First finds your lover. Oh, Maggie, Inspector Croft has turned up a witness. Saw the quarrel on the train.
Oh, good. Description?
Terrific. Medium height, casual clothes, jeans probably, age early 20s, possibly cowboy boots.
Possibly.
Remember his boots, can't remember who was wearing them.
Yeah, which of the two, you mean?
Which of anyone.
Handy. Obviously a foot freak.
Didn't you get any lunch?
No, lunch was off.
Ah.
Bernard waited on 4 tables. He wasn't particularly friendly with any of the other staff.
Well, that's what they say now.
That could be. I just checked the reservations book. Now, one regular invariably ate at one of Bernard's tables and always alone.
Is that significant?
Oh, I think so. Only if you're eating alone, to particularly care where you eat.
Yeah, take it, boy.
Anyway, think it might be worth looking up.
Who is he?
Name of Thorne's doctor.
What do we know about him?
Wimpole Street, GP, private practice.
Wouldn't you know?
Good reputation.
For pumping B1 into Arabs or giving overpriced abortions to disorganised continental ladies.
You didn't bring it.
What?
Your soapbox.
Ah, they make me sick. Quacks, pill pushers, queue jumpers.
Each to his own. When they come to take my innards out, I want to talk to the man who's doing it, not to his interpreter.
Well, am I going to survive? More to the point, am I going to play squash again?
And when I say again, I mean like tomorrow?
Or at least the day after.
Relax. Now, sing out if it hurts. Painful?
Uncomfortable.
You squirm.
Shifted, not squirm.
Hair splitter?
I'm reading English.
Well, that explains it. Oxford, isn't it?
Harvard College.
When I was an undergraduate, they used to call Oxford Morris's Latin Quarter.
Ah, it's geisha girls now in the tea break.
Well, sir, the fluid's gone. The tenderness, too, so I think we're safe if it was a ligament. Don't want to venture into cartilage country.
Continue to strap it?
No, I don't think so. No one can rely on it. Just take it easy.
Squash?
No, not for the first 2 weeks.
Oh, can't I?
No, go steady.
But if I do that, I'll
Be
be...
sensible.
Check on it next vac.
Yes, why not? Bring me back a couple of ivy leaves from the college walls. Enjoying university?
Yeah.
It's like youth. Wasted on the young.
Like your turn again.
You're bleeding everywhere like a stuck pig.
Slight exaggeration.
Show me.
I've just put a new dressing on it.
Yeah. When did you do it?
This morning.
Painful?
No, not really.
You go up to the hospital and put a couple of stitches in it, pull it together.
It doesn't need it.
I'm not arguing, I'm telling you. Dripping blood everywhere. Christopher Lee's got nothing on you.
Honestly, Mr. Ritchie, it doesn't need it.
It'll take you half an hour, top whack.
It was a waste of time.
My time, my waste. Go.
Bernard Harrison? No, I don't think so.
Are you quite sure?
Inspector, I meet a lot of people. A lot of names flash through my mind.
But not this one.
No, I'm sorry.
Bernard is a waiter at a restaurant called Chez Hugo.
Oh, that Bernard. Yes, of course I know him. It was the Harrison bit that threw me.
Do you eat there quite often?
Yes, quite often. It's my local, about 3 minutes' walk.
You invariably sit at the same table.
Yes, I've been going there for years.
And Bernard waits at that table.
That's right. It's one of the few two-person tables in the restaurant.
I see. Who does the bookings?
My secretary.
Any idea what she asked for?
I haven't a clue. Ask her. Dr. Thorne, 1 o'clock as usual. Something like that, I suppose. Why the interest in Bernard?
He's been killed. Murdered on the tube this morning.
That's terrible. Awful. Any idea who did it?
No, not yet. I was wondering if there was anything that you could tell us.
I'll give you all the help I can. Please sit down.
Thank you.
He wasn't there at lunchtime. Obviously not.
Did you talk much?
The occasional chat.
Did he say much about his private life?
Not a lot. I know he lived in Highgate. I think he had a flat there, or maybe he shared. I'm not sure.
Did you ever have any reason for going there?
No.
You know the phone number?
In Highgate?
Yes.
No.
Somebody phoned at lunchtime today. Softly spoken, smooth, polite, well-educated. It could quite easily have been you.
Not guilty.
Ah, that's ducky, isn't it?
What is?
Knocking off my dustbins.
Sorting through the contents.
Ah.
Good, man. Came about the break-in. The attempted break-in. I don't know, robbery, murder, vanishing, dustbins. Not like this in Wollongong.
Do you want a cup of tea when I put the kettle on?
No, I wouldn't resist too hard. Mr. Richardson.
Yeah?
That break-in, when was it?
Well, it wasn't, that's the point.
All right, when was it attempted?
Mid-morning. I was still in my cup.
What happened?
Oh, some snotty little bastard had to go out the back door, I reckon. Smashed the glass. Reached through for the handle and cut their wrist.
Badly?
Hope so. It's that comprehensive bottom of the hill.
No good.
Hot as an oven. They concentrate on the 3 R's. Rape, robbery and receiving.
Did you tell my governor about this?
Which one was he?
It was the she, actually.
You kidding. They came in here like the Gestapo on heat.
All right, if I use your phone?
Well, I don't think Bernard will object.
So far we've traced about half the names from the address book and not a likely starter amongst the lot of them. As regards the weapon, we're conducting a search of all the tube stations' immediate vicinities between Hammersmith and Leicester Square. So far, no knife.
Took it with him?
Could be. Back at the flat, they found stains on a pillowcase.
Hair cream?
Yeah, but not Bernard's. Now, what about these paper clippings?
He advertised a couple of times in the gay columns, and that phone number you wanted checked. Gay switchboard.
Maggie. What about this Dr. Thorne?
I think he's in the clear. He's married, didn't deny knowing Bernard. His secretary makes the bookings. He sits at one of the only two-seater tables in the place. It's very small.
So what about your voice on the telephone? Was it him?
I don't think so.
Well, you do sound too sure.
Oh, I'm not. I mean, how many words did I hear? A dozen, 20 at the most.
Well, what about his manner?
It's hard to say.
Come on, Maggie. Bent or not. What's the verdict?
Well, it's not easy. I mean, obviously he's had a Jeff Capes. He's very strong of the bedside manner.
I'll bet. Deep pockets, nice soft handshake.
He's not a killer.
He's not.
No, he's too suave, too knowledgeable, too laid.
Need bloody private pill pushers should be locked up.
Inspector Forbes. Hang on. It's for you, sir.
Tom. Hello, Russell. Yeah? When was this? Okay, Tsar, leave it with me. Hammersmith Nick, 20-year-old boy, just been treated, Duquesne Road Hospital, 5 stitches and a wrist wound.
Hammersmith.
Yet again.
What's strange about that?
Gave a phony name and address.
Let's take a crack at the doctor.
Oh, yes, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Love it.
It was not the doctor at a row with Bernard on the underground. Jeans, cowboy boots.
Yeah, all right, all right. Now, you get back to Dr. Thorne. Remind him what happens to a person obstructing a murder inquiry.
Right.
Make sure he's got an alibi for the time of the killing.
I do.
You know, the trouble with you, Maggie,
you're too nice. Now, you get yourself over to Hammersmith, take the photo fit, see if it matches the description of the other boy on the train, right?
Sorry to do this while we're talking.
Oh, it's all right. I know the problem.
Getting in here, it's like getting into Fort Knox.
He keeps busy.
Frantic. Well, so bad for the image. Find your doctor elbow deep in dust and fluff. Doesn't even look hygienic.
You in the profession too?
No, no. Haven't the brains for it. Or the stomach. Aren't you? You must see some pretty ugly things.
Oh, yes.
Oh, last another day. Do you ever worry that it's doing you harm?
How do you mean?
Well, souring your milk of human kindness. Making you too tough.
Yes, I worry about that quite a lot.
And?
Then I just get right on and do the next job. And you, I've met some pretty callous doctors.
Oh, you can say that again. We met one, dinner party recently. An orthopedic surgeon. He's just got a consultancy at a hospital near the M23. The glee at the thought of the patients being scraped up.
Oh.
His words, not mine, for him to practice on. Oh, not nice.
How long have you been married?
9 years. And you?
I'm a widow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Children?
Just the one.
I wondered where everyone was.
Hello, darling. You know Inspector Forbes, don't you?
Yes, we met earlier. How'd you like to revive a dying man?
China or Indian?
Oh, Indian, I think. You any preference, Inspector?
Oh, as long as it doesn't dissolve the spoon, it'll be one up on what I'm used to.
Indian it is.
What went wrong?
You lied to me. That's what's wrong.
I'm sorry. How'd you find out?
I do the questions, you do the answers.
It was stupid.
Criminal. Obstructing the police in a murder investigation is an offence. And it was you on the phone at 1:45. Did you know Bernard quite well? You knew he was a homosexual? Did you kill him?
What?
I said, did you...
Look, I heard what you said. Of course I didn't
There's
kill
no
him.
of course about it.
When did it happen?
About 10:30.
At 10:30, I was in the London clinic visiting a hernia patient. A dozen people must have seen me. By 11, I was back here, non-stop surgery till 12, a couple of local calls, then lunch.
Why did you lie?
Panic.
Tell me about your relationship with him.
Not easy.
Think how much less easy it could be at the Old Bailey.
Is that one?
Could be.
I first knew him as a waiter. Then I went to an actor's workshop at the National. You know, that's where
Yes, I
groups...
know.
He was there. We had a drink in the bar, talked. Beginning of relationship.
Did you ever go to his flat?
A few times.
Meet any of his friends?
Once or twice.
Names?
One was called Biggles. He was a guardsman. Coldstream, I think. They used to use the Golden Line.
You go there?
No.
Was he blackmailing you?
Not in so many words.
What then?
He needed money. Knew I was aware of it, knew I could afford it.
What was his hold on you?
I wrote him some letters. There was a photo of us together.
Compromising?
In the garden at his flat.
What was the attraction?
Part physical, part... You see, to build all this up, the reputation, to sustain it, it's highly competitive. Everyone I come to contact with practically is a success, a winner. Pressure, pressure, more pressure. He was an out-and-out loser. Articulate, but a loser. Could be very funny in an outrageous way. It was restful, relaxing, kind of boost. Sure, none of this makes much sense.
No, I understand it.
Understand, but disapprove.
Oh, approve, disapprove, makes no difference. Does your wife know? She must have an inkling. Surely.
Why? I'm over 40, permanently overworked, overtired, run down, watching my weight, my blood pressure, some damn thing. When the moon is blue, we occasionally manage the odd session of ritualistic, passionless coupling. The sighs are outnumbered by the yawns. Does she have to know?
No.
But she might.
She won't hear it from us. Unless, of course...
Unless what?
Unless you're still lying to me.
Mind your backs.
Well, let me help.
I put an extra cup on. Thought I'd join you, if that's all right.
Fine. So there's no reason for any of this to come to light, as far as the patient.
We'll find that. Joss sticks.
A few magazines that didn't exactly come from W.H. Smith's. That's about all.
Right, don't stop what you're doing, just listen. Now, as we know, about 11:15 this morning, someone tried to break in upstairs. Let's assume for the moment that it was the murderer.
Big assumption.
Enormous, but stick with it. Now, obviously, he was coming here for a reason. He broke a window, cut his wrist, turned him off the whole idea. Question is, what was he coming here for?
Something that tied him in with Bernard.
Exactly.
Something he thought we'd find that would put us onto him, right?
Good. What? Something that belonged to him?
Could be. Be almost anything. That picture? Towel hanging up in the bathroom? Pair of slippers.
I agree. So let's get on with it, shall we? You done the desk yet?
Not yet.
Have you seen Richardson?
Not since about mid-afternoon.
Well, he's not there at the moment. We'll get him down later. Walk him round, see if he can see anything that doesn't belong.
Something of a camera buff.
Yeah.
Yeah, photographs everywhere. Couple of cameras next door.
Any filming?
Neither of them, sorry.
About 20 jeans, cowboy boots.
Maybe.
Maybe boots. Nibs in Hammersmith.
All close by.
And he has a stitched-up cut in his wrist.
And he's gay.
There we go.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, love.
What's again?
You should be there by now.
What's 10-day colic?
What?
10-day colic. What is it?
Oh, dang. Have to be sausages again. 10-day colic? Something babies get, isn't it?
That's what's wrong with our driver.
Bit old for it, isn't he?
Ah, he's kidding. He's not been kit for about 3 nights.
He drives like it as well.
Yeah.
Lending department, open daily 9 till 7.
What you got? Dunno it.
I think this is it.
What?
But I'm sure it is.
A book?
Why not?
No reason. I don't get it.
Borough of Hammersmith. Central Library, Shepherd's Bush Road, due back on the 19th.
Go on.
He, whoever he is, lives around Hammersmith.
Yeah.
This is Highgate.
I'm with you.
This is borrowed from a Hammersmith library.
Borrowed in his name.
We take it back to the library.
They give us his borrower's
The
ticket.
ticket gives us his address.
I still say you're wrong.
Well, let's find out, shall we? Now, his name is Thorne.
Yes.
With an E.
With an E.
Christian name Richard, other initial G.
Richard Jeffrey.
And signs his checks, Richard G. Thorne. Well, I didn't hear you, Mrs. Thorne.
Why?
We'll get to that in a minute. Is it his?
Yes. There has to be an explanation.
Of course there has. I mean, you know it, I know it. But do they know it, the great British unwashed? And do they care? Obviously, your husband must have doctored him at some time, yes? The slightest pretext, that's all these characters need. They are vicious little bastards. Anyway, like I said, we want to keep this hushed up. Don't want any reputations going through the mincer.
That's most thoughtful of you.
I imagine word of mouth is quite important in this game.
I imagine you're right.
We've identified Shammy. That's his name and his address.
Right, let's go.
You leave Thorne to me.
You insist.
Olive, what are you doing?
3 guesses.
You're going to give yourself one hell of a headache.
I've already got it.
Are you celebrating something?
If that weren't so sick, it would be funny.
Hold on, I'll fetch a glass. Catch you up.
Bernard Harrison.
How?
The vigilant fuzz.
She promised.
It wasn't a she. It was Inspector Croft. He was most solicitous. Thought he was helping. Protecting your good name. What he thought he was doing for me, God knows.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yes.
You don't think sorry sounds just the teeniest bit lame?
What can I say?
I think you owe me some form of explanation.
I need that drink.
Have mine!
Feel better?
To know that one's husband no longer finds one sexually attractive. That's hard enough. To find that he prefers someone else. And that someone else
It wasn't a question of preferring.
Well, you explain it then.
I can't, not just like that.
Take your time. I'm in no hurry.
He was someone to talk to. Someone outside our normal orbit.
A waiter. A gay waiter. You'd rather talk to him than me. You'd rather take him to bed...
Let's talk about it when you're sober.
Why?
Be easier to...
Anywhere.
What'll you do? Send for your things?
God, you're pathetic.
Larry Nelson. I'm Detective Chief Inspector Russell.
Would you have come?
Yeah, well, before you say anything,
It's all right. I know what it says. May be used in evidence, blah, blah, blah. I did it. I killed him. I didn't mean to. I went with him to beg him to change his mind. He enjoyed that. It was so cruel. So hurtful. Why?
Well, that's splendid, sir. I think you'll find it'll all clear up in a week or so.
I brought your letters. Thought they'd be safer with you.
Come through.
What was his excuse? His reason for telling her?
Something to do with blackmail. Trying to protect us.
What can I say?
I wish you'd never said anything.
Ah, a friend of yours, Ginger Brooks, got himself nicked.
Where?
K Division. He got caught
The ex-Mrs. Croft. You think she didn't do her share of pretending?
Now, you leave her...
Married to you? Poor cow. My God. She must have been an Oscar winner.